Hello everyone, thank you for taking the time to review this video. The purpose of me recording this video is to educate the City Council members of New Castle, Delaware about fire prevention and fire code. Nationwide, there are approximately 368,500 residential building fires that are reported annually. The City of New Castle, Delaware has approximately 1,200 buildings that catch fire annually. It's important that residents and business owners are educated and aware of the importance of following fire code. As a firefighter, we like to use the 3 E's as a tool for fire prevention. The 3 E's are education. Fire safety education is important because it presents information and promotes awareness for those that are ignorant to fire safety and fire codes. Engineering. Engineering are actions that employ physical science to find solutions for reducing the impact or eliminating the risk of fire, and that may involve the development of codes, standards, and systems and construction techniques, like adding a sprinkler system or strategically placing fire extinguishers around the property. Engineering research are often related to providing evidence for the need of a code and guidance provided by the code. And the last E is enforcement, the systemic approach to adopting community codes and certifying officials with authority to inspect the extent of the code. Fire prevention is better persuaded to change by seeing enforcement measures inflicted. Even though I don't know the exact number, but there are many buildings in the city of New Castle that are considered unsafe. We identify unsafe structures in New Castle as it relates to code requirements. We consider an unsafe structure to have inadequate means of egress, fire hazards, structural instability, and lack of maintenance. A building that potentially poses as a danger to occupants and the public. Buildings with inadequate foundation, buildings that were damaged by fire, winds, and storms, buildings with cracks in the walls or foundations, all these are considered unsafe. Plans review and structural control will improve the safety of unsafe structures by ensuring these buildings are in compliance with fire codes. We could incorporate fire defense systems and limit potential fire spread. People also need to understand that in New Castle, the type of buildings that poses the greatest threat for fire spread and conflagration is Type 5 wood frame construction. These buildings are constructed using wood for the exterior walls and bearing walls, floors, the roofs, and supports. We normally see this type of construction in single-family homes and small apartment buildings. The wood make these types of buildings highly susceptible to fire spread. This is why it is important to get educated on building codes and why they are put in place. The New Castle, Delaware Department of Land Use Code Enforcement works every day to ensure that New Castle remains a safe place to work, live, and recreate. Their focus is to gain compliance with all county laws that may affect quality of life in our neighborhoods. The Code Enforcement Division accomplishes their mission through a fair and unbiased enforcement program where they investigate complaints regarding violations, they inspect and monitor over 1,100 vacant properties per month, and they conduct sweeps in troubled neighborhoods. Once a complaint is received, Code Enforcement will perform an inspection. After the property is inspected and deemed not up to code, the owner will then get issued a fine and expected to correct the findings within a time limit. Fines range from $50 to $100. Violations that are not subjected to ticketing will result in the issuance of a violation notice with a time frame for correction. Failure to correct a violation notice within the time frame may result in a show cause hearing, charges being filed in the state of Delaware Justice of the Peace, and or court abatement of the violation. For new occupancies, the New Castle County Property Maintenance Code applies to premises and structures and contains the minimum standards for lights, ventilation, space, heating, sanitation, protection from elements, a reasonable level of safety from fire and other hazards, and sanitary maintenance. To institute a new use in an existing building, a certificate of use is required and the building must meet building code requirements for such use. If you are a new property owner in New Castle County and are unsure if your buildings are up to code with fire protection, the Delaware State Fire Marshal Office and local fire companies determine fire protection systems. The State Marshal Office licenses all companies and individuals who design, install, inspect, and maintain fire protection systems. They also ensure compliance with current state fire regulations and they review building plans and conduct inspections to ensure compliance with fire safety codes. Local fire companies are able to provide valuable information and advice on fire safety. Some companies specialize in fire extinguisher services, which include inspection, maintenance, and training. Here's a list of companies that the state of Delaware offers. Wayman Fire Protection, a full-service life safety provider that offers design, installation, and monitoring of fire and safety systems. Intertech, a building product industry leader in testing, inspection, certification, and offer fire and flammability services. National Fire Protection Association, also known as NFPA, they develop comprehensive fire protection, prevention, and building safety guidelines. And Newcastle County Code Enforcement, which enforces building codes and property maintenance regulations, including fire safety standards. Lastly, in order to determine fire ratings of certain building components and materials in Newcastle, we used the ASTM E84 and ASTM E119 tests, which are tests to determine fire ratings of building components and materials. The ASTM E84 test surface burning characteristics. The purpose is to evaluate resistance of building elements like walls, floors, and assemblies. The focus is to determine how long structural integrity and containing the fire. The ASTM E119 test is a fire test of building construction and materials. The purpose is to evaluate resistance of building elements like walls, floors, and assemblies. The focus is to determine how long a structure can withstand a fire while maintaining its structural integrity and containing the fire. I think it's beneficial to both homeowners and business owners to stay up to code because that could be the difference between life and death. Thank you for taking the time to view my video. Please hit the like button and share. Side note, if you are in need of a fire detector, you can go to your local fire department. They will issue one for free. Thank you.